Welcome back to another episode of our Not So Simple Lives podcast. And today we are going to talk Love Island. This season is spicy. Well, let me preface this by saying this is my first season of Love Island. I've never watched before. I never thought I'd be like a Love Island type of person. I never thought I would like it. But then I started watching it with my friend and all of a sudden I'm like hooked. I'm like, oh my gosh. Like I think I started watching it like episode 6
Mm-hmm.
or episode 7 or something. And so I came in a
Well,
little late. I came in like right after Soul, Caleb, and Jen were introduced.
okay.
So,
Yeah, I think that's
but
when I started it too because same as you. I do like watching TV shows, but I never really liked watching those type of TV shows.
mm,
And I started watching it a little bit, and I think I maybe started watching it a little before you said you started watching it. And I don't know why, but this season, well, last season I watched it too a little bit, but I didn't watch it from the very beginning. This season, I'm like locked in. I don't know
I'm
why,
locked the fuck in.
but
I'm
I'm locked
like,
in.
I am like, oh my God, I can't work tonight because I have to watch Love Island. Like, I'm like, no, this is bad. I need money. But so right now, and let me say, we're recording this on Monday before Monday's episode. I know you guys are listening to this on Wednesday. That's okay. So we're, 2 episodes. I don't think there's going to be any eliminations, but there are so many couples right now. So Delaney and I are just going to say our top 3 couples that we want to win at this very moment. I think we have about 2 weeks left of the season.
Mhm.
So couples are gonna start dropping like flies, and
Right.
I feel like they're gonna start eliminating people out. We have some single people in the villa right now, so it's gonna get spicy. It's gonna get real juicy these next couple of weeks. So I want to start, and Lainey, say your 3 from like least that you want to win to most. Okay.
Okay.
So I would say my third pick, this is like my number 3 choice that I'd want to win Love Island. And this is going to be controversial.
Oh
So
my
let me just
God.
that.
I'm
I
I'm
think
scared.
number 3 is Trinity and Bryce for me.
Oh,
No, I
okay.
know that's everybody's number 1. Now, Lainey, if you've been listening to us for a while, you know we love an underdog, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so the minute I saw like the betting odds being like Trinity and Bryce are gonna win, all my friends are like Trinity and Bryce, Trinity and Bryce. For some reason, like that just like turns me off from them because I'm like, oh, that's too predictable now. And I
Right.
do feel like the producers are making it obvious that they want them to win.
Yeah.
Because when they were, when Bryce was in Casa Amor and Trinity was kind of with that guy a little bit, like they showed them, they're like, oh, we miss each other, and I'm just like, they're heavily focused on their relationship. I almost feel like it's a little bit unfair because I know a lot
Mm-hmm.
of the other couples are really toxic, but I
Right.
feel like they're so like hyper focusing on look at Trinity and Bryce. They're so like good together, like they're like
Right.
almost forcing you to want to vote for them because they might be their favorites. I do
Right.
like them. I do like them. That's why they're my number 3 out of like I think what there's like 9 or 10 couples at this point, maybe more.
Mm-hmm.
I think there might be 11 at this point, but they're my number 3 option. What do you think of that placement? What's your number 3? I wonder how similar our
Hmm.
lists are gonna be.
Well, I think my number three now, I don't know if I feel like honestly any of these answers I feel like are controversial. Like, 'cause I feel like everyone just feels differently. But I think my number three probably would have to be Zach and Kata.
I love that. I
I
do
just
love Zach and Kata. After this season, I am gonna go back and rewatch the first episodes. Now, I know people think I'm like dumb for that, but I'm like, people are like, go watch them right now. And I'm like, no, I
honestly,
want to do it when everything's.
I don't think I watched like maybe the episodes like maybe 1 through 5 or 1 through 4. I don't know. But
I just like rewatching things with hindsight. You know what I'm saying?
hmm.
Like,
Yeah.
now I know who wins, like when the season's over. So let me go back and rewatch the first 5 or 6 episodes that I missed.
Right,
Because
yeah.
then I'll be like, oh, like look at them. They ended up winning and this is the first time they met. I think it's gonna hit different if I wait for the season to be over and then go back and rewatch as opposed to like rewatching it in the middle of the season. You know, I
Right.
feel like it would still be like impactful, but I think that like with having new episodes like 5 days a week, like there's not really a lot of time for me to go back and rewatch right now. But
Hmm.
once it's over, I'm gonna have a little more free time to go back and rewatch because there won't be new episodes. I
Hmm.
do like Zach and Kata. I love that. I do appreciate Kata because she's an East Coast girl.
I was like,
I think
I
she's
love
so
her.
funny.
I
I think
love
it's
her.
funny that Meg the Stallion loved Kata. Like, oh my God. And I just loved their little interaction. Um, I think they're so cute. I think that Zach is super cute. He's super nice. And I mean, like, I love
See,
that
well,
accent.
I don't, well, like, I won't say I don't like him, but like, I'm not like the biggest fan of him, but I like Kata. And like compared to like I don't know the rest of the couples, I mean like that's probably I would be like okay if they won because they've been together since the beginning. But Kata was the first bombshell that came in, so I don't. She just like I think she I don't even know how many people she talked to or whatever, but I think she saw Zach and she was like, "Yep, that's it." You know,
Oh my God. I
they
love
were the
that. Yeah,
first
they've been pretty
ones.
consistent and they've been pretty like on it. I feel like they've been very loyal to each other because ever we all know the controversy with Alana, how she got kicked out of the villa or the Casa Amor, which honestly like good because of, you know, the past comments she made.
Yeah,
Um, but somebody like one of my friends was like, "Do you think that if Alana didn't get kicked out, Zach would have considered her?" And I was like, "I don't think so because I think that he was not really considering her. I think that he was just kind of like, you know, they weren't really cuddling much. Like, yeah, they were kissing, but I don't think he was that into her, even before all the controversies came out. You know, I
yeah.
really think that he was going to stay loyal to Kata regardless of if she left Casa Amor or not. What do you think about that?
I so to me it's kind of like a toss up. I feel like I kind of like agree with you, but I'm like, well, I don't know. I think maybe if they had a little more time, maybe he'd be like, you know what? You know, like really like put himself in it and give it like a fair chance. But yeah, I could tell like I think what was it? Like second to last episode before they made their decisions, I was like, I don't think he's gonna pick her. Just because
No.
like he was like saying he missed her and stuff like that. And then he when they got the mail though, he was freaking out. And I was like, that's where I think the switch happened. He was like, "Oh, she's, with somebody else."
But she never kissed Che though, right? Like she
No,
didn't kiss him outside of a challenge. I think I think the picture of
yeah,
her
but
was in a challenge. I think he knew that, right? Because
something
he's
like
like, "Oh,
that,
it's a
but I
challenge."
think Zach is a little insecure though.
He
So
is, and he has like anxiety, so I can kind of relate to him because you can tell before he does things, he's like, "Oh fuck," like, you know, and I'm like, "Okay, I get that."
no, he like
You know?
freaks out a little too much.
He
A
does.
little too much for my liking. But yeah, they would be my number three, I think, like out of everybody, and like I feel like I would just have to pick them.
So my number two, and this is gonna be like I said, I love a little controversial take, you know. We
Yeah.
were saying I love an underdog. My number two is going to be Carl and Anaya. And I know they're not
Oh,
even from the minute we're recording this, I know they're not even like coupled up yet, but I know they're going to be. And I just love Anaya. Ever since I started watching, I was like, Anaya is so sweet. Like she was really the first girl that I really liked. I remember when I first started watching, I was like, that was the first one that I was like, I love her because you could just tell that she is like a pure and she's a real one, you know?
you
So
could tell she's there for the right reasons.
yeah, and
But also just a preference, we are recording this episode right after they brought back Carl and Amora like out of the
yeah,
cakes.
right.
So that's where we are currently at, even with everybody else watching the show. But yeah, I feel like yeah, I think I mean I'm so glad Carl is back. I voted for him to be back because I'm like, he has to come back. He was literally crying when she was like,
I
going
know that
through
was
it.
so sweet. He was like, "It's
I was like,
okay, it's okay." I was like, Stop. I was like,
I
I
was
can't. I physically
no,
can't
and
handle this.
my heart. So I was like, I he has to come back, but I feel like Anaya, girl, you got some explaining to do to our man Carl. You
I
know?
know, and I think he gets it. I think it's real because like the thing people kept saying is like what's so real is that they had 3 weeks to build that connection with their
Hmm.
first partner, and they had like maybe 3 days to build the other connection. So I think that he can kind of understand that
Yeah, I think he did, and I
because
think he
he's
handled it
like,
so
okay,
well.
yeah, he definitely handled it well. I think that he's like, yeah, like, I can't compete, but it's like just because she didn't necessarily like, she did kind of like dump him on live TV, but not really because she
Hmm.
never really like led him on that much. Like they were making out, yes, but she was never like, you're the one I want to be with. Like
Yeah.
Sincere was doing with like Amora. Like she wasn't like that. Like she
Oh my
was like
God.
still like, when they had the conversation, she's like, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I still like KC. So she was open and honest with him about that. So I don't think that he's gonna necessarily be like, well, why'd you do that? You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So let's get into your number two. Who do you have for number two?
Yeah, I mean, shoot. I mean, they're not a couple right as of right now, but I have to agree. I think because I just like Carl so much.
I think
Like
he's so pure.
he is so sweet. I was like, he's literally like probably one of the best guys in there, aside with Caleb. I think those
Oh
two
yeah.
are very pure-hearted. They're there for the right reasons, like good intentions. And I like that because like more than half of those men are not there for the right reasons.
Yeah.
So, um, another person I really like is Dylan, but he's with
Oh
Kenzie, so
yeah.
I'm
No,
kind of like,
he's fun. Like he's a
he's
fun guy.
funny. He's funny, yeah.
He's got a lot of personality. He's definitely good for the show. He adds a lot to it.
Hmm.
Like the dancing one, like he was definitely killing it. Like
With
he
the
was having
cake,
fun, yeah, with the
yeah.
cake and everything. Like that was really cool.
Right.
So, like I said, Lainey and I, we always have like similar lists, so I'm like really not surprised that our lists are shaping up to be probably about the same. My
Hmm.
number one is gonna be Zach and Kata. I don't know, I really like them. I like them. I think they're cute. I think they look good together. I think that um like I don't know, like I mean, yeah, like as the season goes on, like Zach gets a little sassy, but when I first started watching, I really liked him because he was
Hmm.
like real and he wasn't ever rude. He was always really nice to everybody. And
Hmm.
Kata's just like fun, like she's so outgoing and like she's from the East Coast. Like I just like love that about her, like she's
Right.
just I don't know, she's just a real one. Like I said, her and Zach and Trinity and Bryce are really like the strongest couples in my opinion. So it
Yeah.
just doesn't surprise me that, they're at the top of pretty much everybody's list. I mean, if you have a different sort of favorite couple, because I really liked Melanie and Sincere. Like last week, I think I wanted Melanie and Sincere to win because of all the stuff they came back from. But then
Yeah.
after Casa Amor, and after this last couple episodes, I was like, no, I don't want Melanie and Sincere to win anymore
Mm-mm.
because I really thought like, okay, Sincere went with Soul, and then their bond looked really, really strong coming out of that, Melanie and Sincere.
Right.
And so I was like, okay, they're gonna be good now. Like it's like their comeback story. But then after he's like saying all this stuff to Amora and cuddling her and kissing her, I'm just like, no,
Yeah,
no,
and
like you
you could
haven't
say the
changed.
same thing about Casey and Anaya, like before Casa More, like after, the letters and stuff. You would have thought they were really strong.
Oh yeah.
Even like after them going to Casa. But I know they were kind of like they had like a little disagreement. I think it was them. They had like a
Hmm.
little like disagreement, and then, the boys went to Casa. But I'm like, even after the letters, like, you guys did still choose each other, and it seemed like it meant a lot to both of them in that
Right.
moment. So, like, not that I wanted them to win just yet, but I was like, oh, they seem like pretty strong after coming back from that because they were having some struggles. Um, but obviously that's not the way that went. But
Well,
yeah,
I
mine.
think when I first started watching, they were kind of that like they seemed like that married couple. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like they were the
Mm-hmm.
ones that like I was like, "Oh yeah, like they're so good. They're so secure in their couple. Like they're not
Mm-hmm.
really exploring. They have this really strong connection it seems." And then Anaya was getting pretty insecure because the whole Soul stuff. But then after Soul went home, I was kind of like, "Okay, like they seem good." You know, I know Casey's really caught up on the first thing where he's like, "Nobody picked me." And like I said,
Oh
I
my
haven't seen that
gosh.
episode, so I can't really
I
relate to that.
did.
But then Trinity clocked him. She was like, "We didn't even know you." I was like, "Yeah, for sure. Like, you can't be mad about that when you're a stranger to people. Like, of course, no one's gonna pick you. They don't know your
Well,
personality.
I
You
mean,
know, I think it
I
just hurt
just,
his ego and his pride."
well, right. And, again, the Casey being Casey, I mean, first of all, he was wearing an all pink suit and he was wearing a brooch on the very first day.
What?
And yes, I don't know, wouldn't have been my outfit of choice. But anyways, like one of the questions, like right off like one of the first two questions, like, are you a dog, cat, or like plant person? And I think he was just trying to be too unique, too different, because I think he really wanted someone to be in front of his door. So he was picking like he's the plant guy and no one was in front of the door. And I'm like, I mean, if that's truly who you are, but I don't think that that's him. He was just like
No.
he was just trying to be too much with the questions, and then he's just still all butthurt because no one was in front of his door, and he got paired with Anaya because I think Anaya was the only one that didn't get someone too, but I think it was just like uneven. So they got put together, but that's who he wanted.
Right.
And then
So
they
it's like you
obviously
can't be like
they
you can't be
created a
upset.
connect. Right,
Yeah.
so they created a connection. She actually ended up really liking him. And then, when all that shit happened after coming back from Casa, he was like, "Well, no one picked me." Like blah blah. It's like she's like, "I
That was
literally
three
picked
weeks ago.
you."
Yeah,
She's
she
like, "I
did with
literally
the
picked you
letter.
every time." And I'm like,
Yeah, it
"Bro,
was
I'm
a cop
like,
out. It
no,
was
for
such a
real."
cop out. So
It
let's get
was.
into your number one. Who's number one for you? I think I know who it is, but just say
It's
it.
it's Bryson Trinity.
Yeah,
No,
see,
I
everybody wants
just
them. I love
see
that.
now maybe it is the editing, but I truly just thought it was so unbelievably cute that they were both just so like in their feelings and like missing each other because like I feel like almost 8, 9 times out of 10 like men in this instance who are trying to like date a bunch of women and exploring and stuff like Trinity was probably like maybe like there's a good chance he's probably like cuddling up with someone or like cuffing up with somebody right now. And the fact that they both like really stayed true to each other, I was like that's a couple I know for sure that can make it outside of this
Mm-hmm.
show and will probably be together for like a while, if
Yeah.
not, get married or whatever. So I don't know. I just found that to be the most authentic, the most true. Like I'm thinking of people that are gonna make it outside the show because obviously, like, all of them kind of go a little delulu at this place because there's like
Mm-hmm.
literally nothing there and they're just with each other all day, every day being filmed.
Yeah.
So it's just like it's a lot. So I'm like,
That's yeah.
I think they are like in game with each other. Like I don't know if they'll be together forever, but I think the show did a really good job of, I think it was good that they actually made a connection with each other and they were like, you know what, I think I really do like this person. Like, 'cause to me, they just seem locked in. Where the
100%. And with Bryce, like not, I know that a lot of times, I don't want to say all the time, I don't want to like stereotype, but a lot of
mhm,
times men can be a little more promiscuous, when it comes to like loyalty and everything. But Bryce really stayed true to her. And he was kind of like he was saying, like he was that bed that the girls were sleeping in when didn't work out with other guys. So it's like the fact that he really stayed true to Trinity, like showed a lot. Like the
yeah.
temptation was there, but he just chose like, outside of the challenge, he's like, I'm not gonna like pursue anybody. So I think they are definitely a strong contender to win. And I think it's so funny that we have the same like three
Well,
couples
see,
that we want to win. But I
if
think that
If you would have asked me before they went to Casa, like I probably wouldn't have cared too much about Bryce and Trinity, because honestly, I was like pretty certain that Bryce and Zach were just gonna get together after the show because of how
100%.
like gay they are with each other.
Yeah.
Um, I like it's more than bromance at this point, but
It is. It's getting a little weird, and I love that for them.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
So I was like, you know what? They're in it for the money. They're just like staying with these girls to make it to the end so they can, win their money. But I'm
Right.
like, I don't know. I feel like that situation at Casa with Bryce and literally him like crying about Trinity. He's like, I miss her so much. And him telling the girls that were rotating through his bed, I miss Trinity. And I was like, I'm fucking dead. That's to me, that's loyalty. And I think
100%.
loyalty goes a long way. Like, obviously, he did his shit he needed to do for the challenge, and she did the same thing.
I think it's nice because I think Zach and Bryce aren't really afraid to show their emotions, even though they are
Mm.
quote unquote men and mentioned cry or whatever. Like I
Well,
think it's like really good that it's showcasing that, when you really love somebody or you really want something, like it's okay to cry. It's okay to feel emotional because, dude, when I'm watching, like, I'm on the edge of my seat with these recoupling episodes or these elimination episodes. Like,
mm.
I was crying when they came back from Casa Amor. Like, and then I was like on the edge of my seat. My heart is like racing when the
Uh-huh.
eliminations happen. I'm like, oh my God, like, don't eliminate my person. Like, so let's like finish this episode and be a little controversial for a minute.
Yeah.
Who are like the bottom two couples? Maybe like bottom three, because I already know who the
Oh
bottom
my
two are gonna be.
God.
Bottom three couples you want to get kicked out of the villa. And let's
Woo!
just rattle them off. Like let's not
Oh,
list let's just like just say your top three if you
I'll say
have
it so
them.
fast. Yeah.
Say
And
it so
I don't
fast.
really I don't really have an order either. Like
Don't say it, yeah, not in order.
I'll be so satisfied if any of them come off. Casey and fucking TT,
Mm-hmm.
Corbin and Parmita,
Mm-hmm.
and I love Melanie, but Melanie and Sincere. Like
Oh wow.
it's because I want him out.
Yeah.
I like, homegirl, she made the wrong decision. Like she's so good at preaching and giving her girls like the good advice, but then she doesn't follow it herself.
So
And that
true.
kind of irks me a little bit, but I understand. But like she literally bitched him out after
Mm-hmm.
she like picked him and then he picked her, but she literally like yelled at him, like bitched him out. And I'm
Yeah.
like,
So it was like,
you
oof.
couldn't tell me that she didn't think about that right afterwards and like, did I make the right decision?
Right.
Like, why, like, did I really just do that? Like, oh my God, did I make the right decision? Like, that, I'm like, you don't do that if that's because he's over like a happy kid, like in a candy store, like, oh my God, I'm so glad we picked each other. And she's like bitching him out. I'm like, oh my God, girl, you're all over the place, you know?
Yeah, I do really like Melanie because I think that she shows a lot of loyalty to her man
Yeah,
and I respect that.
yeah.
But I think that yeah, for her to like bitch him out like that, and I know that like tonight's episode and tomorrow's episode with Amora back in, I know there's gonna be like
Oh
some
yeah.
shenanigans going on with Sincere and Amora and everything, just based on seeing like the preview for the episode. So just like those are probably my bottom three also because
Mm-hmm.
it's crazy because I wanted Melanie and Sincere to win like literally a week
Yeah.
ago. This shit always changes. But
Right.
I'm gonna throw in another one there that right now I know after tomorrow's episode and Tuesday, which I know you're listening to this on Wednesday, so it's annoying. I'm sorry. But I probably am gonna have them. But as of right now, my
Mm-hmm.
number like Melanie and Sincere would be like four for me.
Mm-hmm.
And then three right now is Jen and Gall because I
Yeah.
don't think that they have any relationship. I feel for Jen
Yeah.
because I know Jen genuinely wants a connection and she genuinely is looking for somebody real. And she was like, I just want someone to love me, like for me or like me
Yeah.
for me. And she's physically attracted to Gall, but
Yeah.
he is wanting to explore Kenzie.
Yeah.
And it was so funny when Jen and Kenzie were talking because Kenzie was saying, and Jen was like, same, same.
Same.
Like she was like
Same.
pissed. Like she's like, you have something good with Dylan. Like, why
Well, and she
are
knows
you
that
trying to
the
come in?
girls. the girls were cracking me up too because they were like, I genuinely just think she loves talking to two people at once. And
100%.
I was like,
Kenzie is
yes,
that
she
she's
does.
funny. Like I like her energy. Like
Hmm.
she's like crazy, but
Hmm.
she's definitely like self-centered. Like she is a
Oh
very
yeah.
self-centered person. You could already tell. Like
Yeah.
when Anaya was crying even, like I feel like she was one of the only ones that actually like didn't really check on her much. You know, like she was
Maybe
too
it
like just
seemed,
like she's just like
yeah.
like she's just like in her own world. Like I'm just with Dylan hanging out, or I'm just with Corbin, or I'm just with Caleb, or I'm just with Gal. Like she's very like locked in on her men, and she still is a girl's girl. Like I love that about her too. Like they
Yeah.
all are, but she's definitely the least girl's girl out of all of them in
Of
my
all of them.
opinion. Um
Yeah.
so the only reason why I have Jen and Gal so low is because of I don't think that Gal really likes Jen. I think that he
Yeah.
was like, "Oh, thank God you picked me because I want to explore Kenzie more." And
Yeah.
I think that Jen has those rose-colored glasses on where she's looking at him like, "Oh, like he's gonna like me, like we have a connection." Like, but even when they were going to bed, like the first night, I think they
Hmm.
were like one of the only couples that like weren't cuddling
Yeah.
and like sleeping on opposite sides. And I'm like, this, and what was her name? Jaden
Mm.
pied Gaul or threw the cake at Gaul because she's like, you need to treat your girl better. And I was like, okay, Jaden. Like Jaden and
Yeah.
Caleb are so like they're so non-controversial. Like, and I hate to say it, like I would have them up on the top of the list to win, but they're just not exciting enough. So I think that they're gonna
They're,
make it far. Like they're gonna make it maybe like to the top four or top five, and
I
then
feel like they're just
America's
cruising at like a surface level. They're just
yeah,
like this, like they seem good, but there's nothing that's been like, ooh, like what's happening with them or oh my God, some it's a little intense, but like in a good way. Like
yeah.
not saying that they don't need any like issues or controversy to like make it more exciting or more intriguing to watch them. I think
Mhm.
they just need like a bigger moment with each other to get higher up on that list.
Yeah, and I mean, I wonder when the next time someone's gonna be voted off. I wonder
Honestly,
if someone's gonna be voted off on Tuesday, and we're gonna be like recording this
so what I think is gonna happen, we can talk a little bit of predictions here for a second too. Um, what I think is gonna happen is we're gonna have, the difficulties in this episode tonight with Carl and Amora coming back and
hmm
dealing with that, like mostly with Sincere and Amora situation and them all figuring that out. Amora probably telling Melanie everything that fucking happened in Casa, which is going to stir some shit up for real.
I
And then
know.
Carl and Anaya just kind of talking things out. I think that's what's gonna happen. But I thought it was gonna happen in last night's episode, but I think either tonight's episode or the next upcoming episode. Like, because I watched After Sun, like what was it, 2 days ago?
Saturday after sun airs, yeah.
And they confirmed movie night is happening. And they and
Oh,
they
that's right.
wanted and they
Yeah.
wanted people to comment like on their Instagram clips that we want them to show the Islanders.
Oh
And
God.
so I
This
was
is
like,
so
"Oh
messy.
shit."
I'm like, oh my God. So I think maybe the next elimination might happen on Thursday. And like I said, we're sorry, like in retrospect, you're listening to this on Wednesday. You already know what happens on Monday and
Yes.
Tuesday. So we are just gonna end it there. And
Yeah.
I am excited to see how this all plays out. Obviously, we know that Trinity and Bryce are the favorites right now, but I'm wondering, like, when all said is said and done, because things can change on a dime.
Yeah.
Like, we could say Trinity and Bryce, and then Friday it could be like they could have a falling out. Or
I'm
like
like
Bryce
every
could confront her, Trinity could confront him, and then all of a sudden we're like, no, we don't want them anywhere. We want somebody else. So that's the exciting part. That's what has you like hooked. That's what has me hooked and like
well,
wanting to
right.
tune in, you know?
And everything that we said could be completely out the door, but after tonight's episode or the next few episodes, like everything that we said could potentially change. Um, but yeah, I think even after the movie night, like I think there's going to be a lot of breakups, a lot of recoupling happening for
Mm.
sure because that shit's going to be messy as hell.
Oh my God. And honestly, like, thank you guys for tuning in and and getting your Love Island fix on a Wednesday because I know Wednesdays I'm always like, oh, what do I do? Because I don't really watch After Sun. So Wednesdays and Saturdays I'm like,
That
oh
was
my
my
God,
first time watching
I
it.
need my Love Island fix. But we are back to weekly episodes now. So make sure to hit that subscribe button and follow us on Instagram at Our Not So Simple Lives Pod. We are going to be putting up some polls for future episodes for you guys to decide what you want us to talk about. And we are just going to be asking for your guys' opinion and asking what do you guys want us to talk about?
Yeah.
Do you love the entertainment episodes? Because we will definitely talk more Love Island if you guys are loving this, because we are loving this.
Yeah,
And
let us know if you are watching Love Island. Let us know some of your favorite parts that have happened and who you want to win. Because you gotta be
yes,
voting. If you want someone to win, you gotta vote because all these people are crazy. And you
they
never
are
know what's
crazy.
gonna happen.
You never know what's going to happen or who's going to get sent home because America's voting and you never know what America's going to vote for. So, thank you guys for tuning in. We love you and we will see you soon.